Well, hello all, and I'm trying to think of a better way to start my videos. If you have any suggestions, you can leave them in the comments. Serious suggestions only though, don't troll me. JK, you can troll me if you want. But today's topic is going to be about everybody's new favorite YouTuber, Madam. And side note, I started making this video, I did watch her 2-hour video, but I was also using it as reference, and it has since been taken down for copyright, which we will get into later. But first, I wanted to give a quick recap, well, as quick as I can, on a 2-hour video of what happened in the video that was taken down. Madam had posted a 2-hour long video titled Apology for Everything, because I guess she was so upset about it that she needed to apologize for 2 hours, except she didn't apologize for anything at all, and the entire first half was dealing with discussing cancel culture and how she was now a victim of cancel culture, much like people like Logan Paul and Tana Mojo and James Charles. And it sounded like she was trying to both simultaneously try to demonize cancel culture, but also saying that it doesn't exist because the people that were being quote unquote canceled were actually having better careers after their cancellation. And it seemed very reminiscent of something that Onision would do when he is caught in a controversy, making some kind of seemingly educational and calm informational video, trying to make himself sound like the calm and rational person that is a victim of circumstance, and that nobody actually cares about any of the facts, because when somebody is hated, the community will just ignore all the facts and hate on that person because they are disliked. But in this video, Madam did very much embrace the idea of being canceled, to the point where I feel like she is purposely trying to be canceled at this point, and that is just an assumption. But she did make a lot of mention in this video about how cancel culture did not actually exist, and it can in fact propel your career. And one of the main reasons that I came to this conclusion is because a few minutes into the video, she did use a few of the stills that Slimmers had drawn for her, and again did not give her credit in the description box. And it did very much seem like that was intentional, and not just your run-of-the-mill, I am doing this out of spite, but on purpose so that people would make videos about it. She then went on to mention some of the DMs that she had back and forth with Repsion, in which she was telling Repsion that she hoped that he didn't buy into all of the lies that were being said about her, and Repsion was just very much encouraging her to provide any kind of proof that the lawsuit against Onision was actually happening, because a lot of people donated money to the cause, and it was only right for them to know what was going on. And side note on that, she did mention in this video that if patrons DM'd her, that she would provide them with proof that the lawsuit was going through, but I have yet to see anybody say that that was actually happening. I don't want to say that that is a false claim, but I haven't seen any evidence of it, so if any patrons have DM'd her and actually gotten proof, I'm sure a lot of the internet would really like to see some kind of evidence to support that. She then goes on to explain the cryptic message that she left in her Discord about not being able to operate under the Madam handle anymore and being homeless and stranded. And in her account of this situation, she states that she had gotten into a car with a person that she thought that she could trust, but that person ended up gaining access to her cards, which she could no longer use, and also stated that they were downloading her videos and were going to sue her, which is why she said that she felt she could no longer operate under the Madam handle. She states that whenever she made this message, her phone was only on 5%, and she felt like she needed to say goodbye to everybody in her Discord, because she did not know what was going to happen after that, if she was going to be stranded and homeless because she didn't have access to her money or a phone charger or anything of that nature. She goes on to state that she got into the car without identifying identification or a charger or anything like that because she suffers from BPD and that makes her impulsive. And it was only after the fact that she got into this car that this person was screaming at her, saying that she was going to be sued, left homeless and stranded, etc. And it was extremely stressful for her at that time, so she panicked and made the Discord post. And since this is due to a personal issue, she doesn't feel like she owes anybody an explanation. And I would be inclined to agree that you don't owe anybody an explanation of your personal matters. But the problem is, if you make something public and it goes all over the internet, you can't then be upset that people draw conclusions when you don't provide an explanation. You absolutely do not have to provide an explanation, especially if it is a personal issue, but you can't be upset if people draw conclusions when they don't have anything else to go on. When something is put out into the public like that, and if there is no further information to go on, people just kind of have to run with what they assume is true. It might not be fair or correct, but that is kind of what happens. And I would agree that that sucks. But even in your personal life, if you have a friend that tells you half information and then they don't provide anything further, human nature is to come to some kind of conclusion on your own, and that is what is going to happen on the internet. People can be impulsive or make mistakes, whether they have BPD or something else or nothing at all, and I don't think that she should be looked down on because of that. Many people struggle with many things. The only issue here is that part of the story was made public and the rest of it was seemingly one to be kept private, which is 100% somebody's right to keep their personal information private. But again, it is human nature to draw a conclusion where there is no resolve, so you can't necessarily be mad for people trying to come to some kind of conclusion on a thing. Side note to anybody that may be listening to this that may find themselves in a similar situation, I know it can probably be scary, and I'm assuming in a similar situation I myself might freak out, but just remember that there are resources that are available to you. If you can, please try to find a police station and tell them what is happening. They may be able to direct you to some kind of community service that may be helpful to you. Also, you could try to locate a local business or phone service provider, and they may be able to help you in charging your phone so that you can get a hold of somebody. I'm not saying that none of these things were done. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just providing this information for anybody that might find themselves in a similar situation. Madam goes on to state that since most of the internet has subscribed to the ideology of guilty until proven innocent, that she no longer wishes to provide any evidence that she is actually suing Onision. She states that she does have footage of her going to the courthouse and actually following up on the lawsuit that she is bringing against Onision, but since the internet has very much moved to a guilty until proven innocent ideology, she no longer wishes to share that with anybody, and she may in fact just delete all of the footage that she has taken of her actually going to the courthouse. She says that she was going to make a very long in-depth video of the entire process of suing Onision, and that she had discussed that in a previous update video, but since she is now being treated so poorly on the internet, she no longer wishes to make that video, and she is no longer going to provide any updates as a kind of punishment to the internet for making people guilty until proven innocent. And I just want to say that if that is how you feel, then I guess that is fine. But in this instance, I really feel like she is doing herself a disservice. It seems like she is trying to ride on the coattails of this whole cancel culture, and being canceled makes you more popular because people make videos about you. And if that is the route that you want to take, then I guess that's the route that you want to take. and really more power to you. But if I had a suggestion for Madam, I would say video all the footage, make the video. I really feel like it would benefit you in the long run. The whole cancel culture aspect is a gamble, but if you want to take it, that is fine. But a lot of people did support you in the fact that you wanted to sue Onision. And a lot of people subscribed and watched the content because they believed in the thing that you were doing. I think if you showed the proof, it would help your integrity, it would redeem you, it would make people want to watch you more. But it isn't my channel, so whatever she decides to do over there is on her. The last portion of this video is an interview with a person named Akuma, which, side note, this person did contact me when I made my first video and said that they had evidence to prove my video wrong. I said that I would be willing to listen to that. They asked if I had a Discord. I do not, but I provided them with my Twitter handle, and I never heard anything back from them ever again. During the course of this interview, screenshots were provided, but they weren't really screenshots that anybody hadn't already seen before. And during the course of this interview, Madam seemed to double down on everything that had been going on with the whole slimurs incident. And if you're not familiar with what went on with that, I made a previous video, so did Nani and a few other people in the art community. And I am not going to say that I don't feel like Madam feels like she wasn't lied to. She discusses the fact that Slimmer said that she was preparing for college but is only 15, therefore she lied about her age. But again, it is a possibility that a person that is younger than the age of 18 could possibly be going to college. There are many variant types of the education system, and it's possible that somebody that is younger could also be headed to college. So I don't see where that would be outright a person lying. It may just be based on an assumption that a person that is 15 may not be going to college. Also, throughout the course of the interview, Madam had made many mentions of the fact that she was hungover and trying to appear sober. So it didn't seem like she was actually taking the interview seriously to begin with. And one of the biggest issues that I and many other people had as far as the Slimmer situation is the fact that Madam suggested that Slimmers may be lying about the fact that she was assaulted due to the fact that she had mentioned this very early on in a conversation. Many people, I myself included, had a really rough time with the fact that Madam had brought this up to her 50,000 subscribers. When this was not a thing that was public knowledge, it seemed like a really crappy thing to do. It almost seemed like a kind of reminiscent Onision thing to do, given the Billy situation. And then to go on and say that she thought that it may be a lie because Slimmers brought it up very quickly in their conversation. And yes, I am purposely not using the word fabrication because, quite honestly, it has been used so much. I hope that I never hear the word fabrication ever again in my entire life. But regardless of that, I don't think that you should be able to discredit a victim and say that they are lying because they said something in a certain way or acted a certain way. Just because you may also be a victim of a thing and you act in a certain way, or many other victims act in a certain way, it does not mean that you can discredit the way that another victim acts, especially given the fact that this person made it clear that they wanted to be your friend or thought of you as a friend. I can admit that maybe it would be weird for you to hear something like that right off the bat, but that does not mean that it's not true. And I feel like that is where a lot of people take issue with that subject. It does appear that for whatever reason, Slimmers did feel comfortable enough to tell you something personal about them. And just because it happened awkwardly and quickly does not mean that it didn't happen. But during the course of the interview, I didn't see any further information or screenshots that were not already public. So you can go ahead and take that as you will. But the update to this is that Slimmers or somebody in the Slimmers camp has flagged Madam's video and it has come down, and this flag was due to a copyright strike regarding the art that Slimurs had provided to Madam. Slimurs had then posted on Twitter that she had successfully taken down Madam's 2-hour apology video and provided a screenshot of the email that she received that YouTube had noticed her copyright claim. She then tweeted a statement that says, "Let me explain how and why my copyright claim was necessary and why Madam can't do anything even if she tried. When you created something from your own bare hands, it's yours and it still belongs to you. You can't take someone's stuff and edit it and say it's yours. You may have changed things, but that doesn't mean that the creation no longer belongs to you. It's like me making a Scott Pilgrim movie and changing Scott's hair, and then I scream, 'This is my character because he now has my hairstyle in it.' You know, when you create something, it is legally yours, right? If you change things, that is considered more of theft than claiming it's yours. For you to officially have my artwork and use it, you have to gain my permission. However, this was more of a deal Madam did not fulfill. She broke the rules of the deal, which is why she is in trouble, and now I want my work back. For not granting the deal we both agreed on, I still have the rights to take it back. I still have the right to copyright my work. Editing won't do anything other than make herself look worse. You already scammed everyone's money. You don't need to make things 10 times worse than you already have. You broke the deal. You broke my trust. Now I want my work back. Don't like it? Suck it up." And that is where this issue currently lies. If you would like to give me your opinion, you can always leave that below. I am of course off to do other things that are not related to YouTube. If I can get this poll function to work, I may put up a poll asking if you think that Madam actually wants to be a part of cancel culture, but if not, you can always leave your comment below. But in any case, I am going to go do other things. So for now, I'm out.